Hey guys, thanks for clicking on the video, and in this video today we're going to be doing something that is a little different than anything that we've done on this channel so far, and I don't think that there's a lot of stuff like this in Fortnite content on YouTube in general. So we're going to be kind of doing Luke the Notable, drop Frenzy Farms 20 times, and this is what happened. But not exactly. See, we're going to be dropping in Frenzy Farms for 25 times, but we're going to be trying to figure out where exactly do people land when they go to Frenzy Farms. Where's the best place to go for loot? Where is the best place to go to avoid early conflicts? Where's the best place to go to get those early game fights if you're trying to get high eliminations? Which buses do you want to land to get the Frenzy's a hot drop? There's going to be a lot of different stuff going there. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So we landed Frenzy Farms 25 times. I captured all of the data. I went back into the replays to figure out where do people land, where did they get their loot. Special shout out to Fortnite Analytics on Instagram, link down below. They gave me copies of where all of the chest spawns, where the loot spawns are in each particular location. Really cool stuff. And so I've taken that and I've assigned kind of a value to each place as far as chest per person and loot per person. All right, so first up we have the bus. Which bus is a hot drop for Frenzy Farms? If the bus starts off coming over craggy, steamy, or dirty, that is a hot drop. Of the 25 games that I played, the bus came over those 3 locations 7 times. Of those 7, 5 times there were 10 or more people. 17, 16, 15, 12, and 10. A lot of people. For comparison, of the other 18 games, only 1 time were there more than 10 people, and there were only 3 games with over 7. And 7 was the average for the entire time. So a lot of people land at Frenzy Farms on average, but if the bus comes over craggy, steamy, or dirty, it is going to be a hot drop, and you're probably going to have more than 10 people to contest against. Over those 3 places, there was an average of 12 people per game, and there were never less than 5. So there's going to be action. If you're looking for high kill games, this is where you want to land. Now we're going to get into like the actual drop zones. Where's the best place to land? But we're going to start with the house. The house is the 50-50 capital of the entire map. In the house, you have 5 chests. 2 in the roof, 1 on the northeastern floor under the stairs, and there's 1 on the 2nd level on the east side, and then there's 1 on the roof of the garage. Of the 25 times that I landed, 23 times somebody landed at this house. It will be populated when you get there. On 16 of the games, there was more than 1 person that landed there. So not only is there going to be somebody there, but you're probably going to have to fight early on. There were an average of 3 people at the house per match, with a maximum of 8. So there are 8 people in this one location in one of these games. So if you're going for the high kill games, this is where you want to land, but know that it's probably going to result in an early death unless you get lucky and find a shotgun and some shields early on. The second location that I wanted to kind of address is the barn. The barn is very, very average. And when I say average, we did some metrics where I figured out the number of chests that spawn there every match versus the number of people that landed there over our 25 matches. And so my metric was chests per person and then loot per person. The barn is 5th in chests per person out of the 11 areas that I designated, and I'll show you that map again so you can see how I counted off each area. So of the 11 places at Frenzy, the barn registers as 5th in chests per person. So it's right dead center in the middle. And then in loot per person, so this is just loot spawns, you know, it could be guns, shields, whatever. It rates 6th out of 11. So it's not great, it's not bad, it's just the barn is a very average place to be. However, it's a very popular landing place. So when you land there, there was an average of 1 per match with a max of 3. There were usually people that were going there, so you have to walk in, grab your guns, get going, because there's action going on around you. And now let's talk about the worst place to land at Frenzy Farm. Statistically, the worst place to land at Frenzy Farm is the house. But you understand that if you land at the house, it's probably more of an image or a pride effort than a calculated landing. If you're going for high elim games, this is probably where you want to go. But the loot per person still makes it unlikely that you're going to find a gun or shields and get out of there alive based on the number of people that are around you. However, the worst area to land, objectively, is areas 7, 8, and 11 on our map. These are areas that are in the southeast corner of Frenzy and the southwest corner of Frenzy. There are barely more chests available per person that was landing here over the course of 25 games. There's only one chest in areas 7 and 8, and there are 2 in area 11. There's not very much floor loot. And these are relatively popular places to go. In most games, there was somebody in these places. And so if you happen to land there with a second person, you're pickaxing each other over a chest. It's just not the ideal place to be. But now let's talk about the reason you clicked on this video. The best place to land at Frenzy Farms. And the best place to land at Frenzy Farms is Area 6. And this is over on the east side with the field and the 2 sheds. One of the sheds has a hay bale, and behind the hay bale there's a chest. And then over in the middle of the wheat field there's actually another chest in there. Over the course of 25 games, 3 people total landed here. So that means that there's almost 1 chest per person for the entire time that we did this study. So this is where you want to be. There's floor loot, there's chests, there's natural cover, and there's easy rotation to the runner-up location, which is Area 5. Now, Area 5 is just west of Area 6. It's between the east side of town and the reboot van. This is the cave, and then just above the cave there's a willow tree with another shed that has a chest inside of it. So you have 2 more chests, plus natural cover and lots of materials and some floor loot. If you land at these 2 locations and you use them in tandem together, you're going to have plenty of loot, you're probably going to have shields, and you'll be well equipped to go out and get some of those cleanup eliminations for the rest of the people that have been fighting since the moment that they landed. And so something I wanted to do is I wanted to throw in an honorable mention based on the metrics, but I don't recommend landing here. And this is Area 10 over on the south side of town. On the south side, there's a shed, and behind some barrels, if you break those, there's a chest there. So there's a chest, and there's lots of loot, and there were very few people that landed there over the course of our 25 games. However, I don't recommend landing here. If you remember right, earlier I said that 2 popular places to land were areas 7 and 8 over on the southeast corner, and area 11 on the southwest corner. Those were 2 popular places to land. But there was not very much loot there. However, if you were to land Area 10, you're in between 2 groups of people. Plus, you're also out in the open, and there are not a lot of materials out over here. So you might come out with some shields, you might come out with a gun, you might come out with a decent loadout. But you're putting yourself in a very vulnerable position, and you're kind of in the middle of a lot of people, and there's no natural cover. You don't have materials. I don't recommend landing here, but if your goal is just to get a gun and get in the action, almost nobody lands there. There's going to be a chest. You can make that happen and jump right into the fray of things. So that's going to do it for our video today. If you like it, go ahead and press the like button. If you want to see more things like this, go ahead and press subscribe. So that way, as we put more videos out, you'll go ahead and get notifications and be able to see them immediately. Thank you guys very much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.